What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Now, before I go any further, because of the little technical mishap last week, can I just get a okay that you guys can hear me and see me okay in the chat? Josh, that one fat guy, can you guys just confirm that you can hear me okay? Can you hear me loud and clear before I go any further? You're good, Josh. Thank you, sir. Guys, welcome. Hello. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? I look like a Muppet right now. So, this is my Eddie Munson wig. As it has arrived, it's a top-notch wig, $30 off Amazon. Can't go wrong. Obviously, it needs a massive haircut. Look at this fringe. Look at this whopper of a fringe. But you can't help but feel like a badass rocker. I mean, look at that, man. But yeah, $30 off Amazon. Not bad at all. A little bit of lag. Okay. Hopefully not too much lag. Hopefully. Yeah. I think it's just settling in. Usually it lags a bit at first and then it's a-okay. But yeah, if there's any other problems, just let me know, guys. But yeah, this is the Eddie Munson wig, $30 off Amazon. Oh, man. Lag. Oh, no. Guys, I'm sorry if there's lag. Don't know what's going on. But yeah, I do need to get that wig cut severely. So that's this Thursday. I've got an appointment with a friend of mine. Hey, Chris, that is the second time I was freaked out entering these live streams. I'm so sorry why, but I've got to do something different every time I do a live stream, I figure. So yeah, I'm going to get this professionally cut by my friend Juanita. Juanita actually did the honors of cutting my ponytail off when I had my long hair back in 2019. So I told her, dude, I need you to do this because I don't feel comfortable enough to do it because Eddie definitely has a particular style and it needs to be thinned out because it's quite wide. So Juanita's going to thin it and obviously get rid of that fringe and just kind of style it. So when I pop it on for the full cosplay, it's ready to go. Now the jacket is well underway. In terms of the motor head patch we got here, I got to do the white border around it because it's not exactly. Mind, all of this is being filmed for the video. So yeah, I've been filming the whole process, but like this is all pretty straightforward. Now, also, I didn't even know this. The vintage Levi's jacket that they used for Eddie's costume in the film doesn't have pockets, where mine does because it's the modern version. I'm not going to fork out all that money. Oh man. So guys, yeah, if I just got to go because how laggy it is. Okay, so guys, I think it is laggy for some people. I'm very sorry. I don't know if it's one of those things where you might have to reboot or whatnot, but everything seems fine my end, so I'm not too sure. I think it is like guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, is it lagging for some of you and then it's fine for others? Also, lag's been fixed a bit. Okay, yeah, it's clearing up. It must be one of those things when I start the live video, it's like, frazzled, and then it finally sorts itself out. I don't know. $5 from Elijah Tau. Thank you so much, man. Whoop, hang on. Let me go back. I saw you at Comic-Con on Saturday, Chris, and was super nervous. So I wanted to thank you for... So yeah, like today's video is a preview of the Samurai Spawn video shoot that I did with the brilliant Danielo and Sarah from Lux Media. So I'm going to show you guys a very short video clip and 2 photos just from the shoot. The photos are actually screenshots, screen grabs from the video. But yeah, so this is probably going to be an hour and a half one today. Obrace, holy shit, Cosplay Chris is live. This is so awesome. Hi, Chris. Hello, man. It started lagging again. Oh, man, God, I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know where to restart the stream. So that, man, that's amazing. But yeah, Eddie Munson's well underway. This week, I'm working on something for Amazon Prime for Rings of Power, this Balrog bust. So this is 3D printed, resin printed. So I've got to start doing all the detail work and painting him. I'm monitoring the chat just to see if anyone's like, it's really bad in terms of lag, because I notice people are dropping off again. I'm sorry, it's very annoying. I don't know what else to do. I've got a direct land connection straight in, so I don't know. Like we Australia is known for not having the greatest internet in the world. It's freaking annoying sometimes. It's just that uncertainty every time I go live. I'm like, what's going to happen now? Like last week's case where the streamer cam just didn't want to borrow it. Justin, it's okay. Cosplay Chris. So yeah, it must be for some people. It's just not coming through. I'm not sure. But yeah. Joshua Marvel, in Utah at the moment. How's it going? I saw a part 1 glove in your story. You did, sir. So much so I've got it here to show you guys. So this is my brand new part 1 glove for the part 1 statue that I built. This is from Mr. Tony Gill. Look how beautiful this thing is, Geeks and Geekettes. It is a gorgeous part 1 glove. So I've just got it on like a hand display. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's absolutely glorious. It's a glorious glove. So yeah, that's going to be part of the part 1 statue. So that's pretty much all that's left to do with it, is just mounted on the statue. So I've actually moved the statue to mum and dad's place just to free up some space in here in the study. But yeah, again, this is probably going to be about an hour. I'll probably chime in and just answer a few questions here and there, and also any super chats that that come through. Now let me just cruise back up because I did see. Sorry guys, talking about yourselves. Okay, Lux Media, all good. All right, dude, I'm going to take it from you because you've got the best setup. And guys, if you see Lux Media in the chat, that is Danielo and his partner Sarah, and these are the guys that are responsible for making me look good as Samurai Spawn last week when we did the video shoot. All right, let me just cruise back on down here. Looks gorgeous. Oh my God, let me know how contact info. So he's on Facebook, dude. This is his business card. Stay Awake Studios. I don't know how well you guys can read that. Yeah, Stay Awake Studios. And he even includes a letter. It's screen use templates. He brazes the blades on. The weathering is perfect. The leather glove is beautiful. We did have to have it shipped in separate pieces so the tips weren't riveted to the bottom stalls. And it's just because of customs. So it came 2 boxes. I had to ship gloves here for the longest time just because of customs. So Josh, I know him. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, his name is Tony Gill. And you can find him on Facebook. Hit him up if you like. Usually what Tony does is build a glove, then sells it. Very rarely will he take orders. He just likes to smash out a glove and then offer it. And whoever, first come, first serve. Joshua, how's the movement? The movement's great. If I can get it off the display hand. Let me just undo this. So this is the hand I'm probably going to use for the time being whilst it's on the display. Sorry, I'm just trying to be very careful with it. I don't want to stress the leather. Okay, so pop her on, tighten the strap. It's like butter, man. It's so cool and just beautiful, like the braze marks, everything. And again, screen use templates, like it's the exact same size, everything. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for what I want. The cuts on the palms are beautiful. He's even got the safety pin at the bottom of the leather glove. So yeah, dude, very happy with it, and it's going to just complement the statue very well overall. But yeah, once I riveted the tips on, great, just really good movement. So I was really happy with that. And Tony will do like a scratch on the blades. He's like, hey man, I just did a scratch on the blades. You're like, thanks, dude. Holy shit, you didn't have to do that. That's great. So yeah, man, I'd highly recommend hitting him up again. Usually Tony will make a glove, sell it, first come, first serve. Who are they? Hey man, could do an ASMR with that. I know, right? Just a nice click clacky. It's great. And yeah, the leather glove is spot on in terms of like the make of the leather glove. Granted, it's not the same make and model, but just the style of it, just the hem and all that, the tab. And back in the day, we used to think that the part 1 glove had a silver ball, but it's been a red ball as more reference photos came out over the years. So that's the glove. Working on the Balrog this week. The Balrog is due on Friday, and I mean due on Friday as in submit it, and then they'll go over it, take notes, and maybe request changes, and then the video will go live next week. I'm pretty sure because it's Monday here in Australia. Apart from that, I'm also working on a Black Adam campaign this week for Zing. I don't know if some of you guys remember when the Batman came out, I did a campaign for Zing, which is a pop culture store here in Australia. So pretty much Warner Brothers is just going to send out some merchandise and be like, hey, do you want to like do this for Black Adam? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, awesome. Because I'm looking forward to the film. It's DC, it's Black Adam, it's The Rock. It's great. Hack and slash, said I've got a direct connection going in here. Again, it's such a pain in the ass. I didn't realize how tricky streaming is until I started. And you guys can go back and watch that first stream I did over a month ago. There's a lot to learn, but it most comes down to I need to really upgrade my hardware. But like, you know, I want to make this a regular thing. I love doing it. I love chatting to you guys. I love socializing and interacting with you guys. So it's definitely on the cards. Again, I just got to upgrade my hardware, and I think that'll definitely help. So the main topic of this live stream is showing you guys a quick little snippet of a video and then 2 stills from the Samurai Spawn shoot that I did last week with the very talented Danielo and Sarah of Lux Media. So Oz Comic Con happened on the weekend. It's Monday here, and Saturday I did Samurai Spawn, and yesterday, Sunday, I did Nathan Drake, just something a bit more easier. So it was the part 4 Drake. Saturday was a smashing success with Samurai Spawn. People were so complimentary of the suit. I have never sweated so much in my entire life. The suit was soaked by the end of it. It's gross. And I've got to fix parts of the suit to mount on the mannequin, pardon me, and film the breakdown portion of the video, of the full reveal video that's going to accompany Danielo and Sarah's footage that I'm going to show you bits of in a minute. So yeah, it was physically one of the most intense suits I've ever worn. But when we did the video and photo shoot on Thursday night, it was a public holiday. It was nice and quiet, and it was nighttime, and it was because there's a lot going on. It's the weight comes from the muscle suit. It's a heavy muscle suit. So yeah, Tempest Morindi. Hello, Chris. Love your work. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the wacky live streams where something's always going wrong. I think that's the charm of it. You don't know what you're gonna get. Like this. I should call this the Forrest Gump live stream. It's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get with every live stream I do. But yeah. So Samurai Spawn, smashing success. I was gonna enter him in the cosplay championships over the weekend, but I didn't realize the championships were actually on the Sunday. And by the end of Saturday, like the suit was just soaked and there was stuff to repair, like stuff put on. Plus, I wanted to hit the con floor, check stuff out, maybe buy some shit. Because I haven't bought stuff from a con in years because I'm always dressed head to toe in something where you can't really maneuver around in a crowd. I mean, you can, but it's hard. It's tricky. Like most times out of 10, it's like a bat suit or like a phantom suit, and your vision's impaired, your hearing's impaired. And then like you can't turn your head. So doing Drake yesterday was just so much more easier. You can chat to people, you can relax, you can walk around. But Samurai Spawn was just a smashing success. And then I'm glad we did the photo and video shoot a couple of days beforehand because the suit was nice and fresh. It hardly got damage and stuff like that, and Danielo and Sarah were so respectful, and they're always like, you know, how you feeling in the suit? You know, are you okay? You're starting to wear, and like by the end of the shoot, I was like, whoa, bug it! I feel like I've run a marathon, and it was the same on Saturday. Like when you're wearing a suit like that for so long, you feel like you've run a marathon. And I woke up the next morning, and my body was so sore. Probably doesn't help that I'm nearly in my mid-30s, so things are gonna hurt a lot more. I'll just answer a few questions. Liminelli Racing. I don't like horror movies, but I like design of slashers and the actors. I respect that, man. You know, good on you for having an open mind about that. You know, horror movies aren't everyone's cup of tea, but if you can appreciate a good design of a character like this freak here, good on you, man. Like that's really refreshing to hear, because some people are just completely closed off from horror movies. Just a big fat nope. Joshua Marvel, will you ever come up to Utah for the Con Fan X? Look, I'd never say never, man. I've always wanted to check out Utah. I just want to check out all of America. I love going to the States. So technically I've been there in Texas and Honolulu, even though it's a separate island. Where else have I been? Is that it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So yeah, like Louisiana and all that. But yeah, I years ago, my dad and I were going to do Route 66, like over 10 years ago, and then it kind of just never happened. But the more I speak to people, they're like, Route 66, like not what it used to be. I don't know if anyone can clarify, but I would still like to do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and just to see old America, like those old, you know, one horse towns, like diners and stuff like that. I love all that stuff. It's especially stuff with rich ghost history. I'd love to go to Salem and check out Salem, especially with like Hocus Pocus 2 coming out now. I think it'd be great. Jason Strope. Hey, Chris in chat. Welcome, dude. Welcome to another crazy stream where everyone's lagging and good stuff. David Robertson. Looking forward to the October Halloween content. Last year's upload schedule was amazing. Dude, I've never had so much fun doing that. It was so good. This week, I've got a video that I'm going to be uploading, top 5 effects kills in the Halloween franchise with Mike from We Watched the Movie. So we recorded that last week. It's all edited, ready to go. You kind of have to be a bit proactive and pre-record stuff and have stuff ready to drop right until I go, or even when I'm over there, upload stuff, like pre-record stuff. But yeah, dude, like last year was so much fun, and it helps when you know what you're talking about. And like, you know, I love my horror movies, so I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about. Vest looks good, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, I was just saying before, well underway with the pins, badges. I'm resin printing the Wasp badge, and I've also got to resin print the belt buckle. The original belt buckle isn't going to arrive in time. They're just taking too long to reply with emails. So I'm just going to resin print the belt buckle. And it's probably going to be cast in a flexible urethane and have like a Fox facade kind of buckle on it, so I can just pop it on top of the pre-existing belt buckle, because it wouldn't be strong enough to hold in place as an actual belt. So I feel just having it as a prop, just stick it on top like a dummy type thing, and have it flexible as well, just as long as it has that look of the handcuff belt buckle. And I found a cracker 3D file online of the belt buckle, the handcuff belt buckle. Apart from that, wigs, getting a trim this week. I've got the contact lenses. The leather jacket, I'm going to have to take to the tailor and have him put the zips in it, because obviously Eddie's has the zip in it with the chains holding it up, because like one zip's broken. Let me just check out a few more. Let me just cruise back up. All right. Cool. Elijah, thank you so much again, man. Liminal Racing, will you ever move to UK or America? So years and years ago, Jaden, the lag is on and off. Oh yeah, man. And welcome, dude. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it seems to be very hit and miss with some people. Some people are saying it's good. Other people are saying, nah, it's lagging. So I don't know what else to do at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. I originally was going to get my work visa for the United States back in 2017. After I did my 3 days work at Studio ADI, Alec Gillis, who's an absolute gem, was like, you know, if everything works out with your visa and stuff, do you want a permanent gig here? I'm like, yes. So I looked into it. I got an immigration lawyer, had a Skype session and Skype meeting with him. He's originally from Texas, now based in Melbourne here in Australia. And I'm not going to get political. This is just exactly what was in office. He said it's going to be really hard for you to get your work visa at the moment. I'm like, and it's a lot of money, dude. Like the processing fees and all that are just astronomical. So it's not happening for the time being. If it was a big gig and it was doable, and I think if you do have a big gig, it's like professional, they can fast track your visa. Like with actors, with movie studios and stuff like that, they fast track their visas. The studio takes care of it all, and they can get it done like overnight. So yeah, Jason Strap, I'd love to have that file. So, dude, if you want to send me a DM on Instagram or something like that, and I can send you the link to the file. I don't know off the top of my head what website it was from. It's one of those websites where it's just people uploading their own 3D files. So yeah, if you want to send me a DM, dude, I'll make sure to keep an eye on my DMs and all that. I hardly ever check message requests. Message requests can get weird sometimes. You get some weird shit in message requests. I don't know if you guys have had the same, but I'll keep an eye out, dude. And I'll have the link handy and I'll just copy and paste it to you. And I think it's the same website where I got the 3D file for the Wasp badge as well. So yeah. Fangirl98. Hey, Chris, here from the UK. Welcome, Fangirl98. Thank you so much for joining. Something's always not happening or not working, but as long as you guys can hear me and see me somewhat, that's all that matters. And my mum has just joined the chat. Chris Stanley. Hey, mum. Actually, Mum, I'm going to be coming over later today to pick up that 3D printed Wasp badge that I was just talking about. Hack and slash. Will you ever do a Mortal Kombat costume? It would be so cool if you did it. I was actually going to do a Sub-Zero costume from the Mortal Kombat film last year. I love that thing. I love the urethane castings, and I love the hood, the urethane hood that the mask rested on. It was a really sick costume, but yeah, it's a lot. Like it's a lot of work, man. It was on the cards, and that's why I've learned not to announce cosplays. That I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do a cosplay, because sometimes it doesn't work out or it gets severely delayed. Case in point, Buzz Lightyear. Buzz is eventually gonna happen. I just don't know when, but I do want to make it happen. I would like to be an old man in a rocking chair with a colostomy bag and be like, yes, I did Buzz Lightyear. That was fun. That was good. So yeah. What else? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just cruise back up. Everyone's saying hi to my mom. Thanks, guys. Levi M. Hi, Chris. Love the vids, man. Just curious, what do you do with all your costumes when you finish with them? So, dude, for transparency, some I keep, some I sell. And the reason why I sell them is to fund the next one. And keep in mind, some of them take up a lot of space because a lot of them are wide or hard edge armor. A lot of the times I'll have to buy those big ass Tupperware plastic storage containers you get from Bunnings Warehouse or Home Depot and store them in there. So I've got Pirate Batman in there. I've got Captain America in one. I've got Samurai Spawn in one. I had to buy a new one for that. So he put them in the drawer. Dude, I wish I could fit all of them in a little drawer. Like if you're just doing morph suit stuff, like Lycra suit stuff, Spidey suit stuff, like that's so easy. It's just in a drawer or in a Ziploc bag, a giant Ziploc bag. Easy. But yeah, some I sell because I just feel that, okay, I've done my thing with it. I feel I'm not going to wear it anymore. And I'd like someone else to enjoy it. And they have, and they've sent me photos. It's been great. And yeah, that money goes back into the cosplay fund to fund the next one for materials and stuff like that. Because yeah, like if you guys are in the cosplay game, it can be quite expensive, especially for like bat suits and Captain America stuff. It's crazy. So yeah, man, like some I keep. So obviously like Pirate Batman's my baby. Like I could never part with that. You can't really put a price on that. I if someone asks me, oh, how much? I'm like, I don't know. It's like sentimental to me. But yeah, I couldn't give you a ratio. I wouldn't say it's like 50-50. I keep 50, 50 I keep, 50 I sell. It just depends, dude. It really just depends. But it is for a reason. It is to fund the next one. You just got to be smart about it sometimes. Otherwise, you're just going to have no savings whatsoever, especially if you want to go all out with a cosplay. Pickle Brick sends in 99 New Zealand dollars. Thank you so much, man. And hello from that little other side of the pond. Terrogates one. Hey, Chris, just got my Wolverines. Oh, Wolverine kills. Thanks to your videos. Hell yeah, man. The Wolverine boots. They're nice. They're a nice going out boot, actually. I love wearing them like out and about, but now they're a little bit more weathered. So I'm like, oh, I can't really wear them out to fancy stuff now. So now they're solely for the Michael Myers cosplay. Liminal Racing, got a question, Cosplay Chris. Will you ever do a Jason Voorhees cosplay or not? Probably not, man. I don't have the height or stature for it. Like, there are so many good Jason cosplayers out there that are like giants, absolute towers. And that's just me. That's my preference. If I was to ever do a Jason, I'd probably do my own design. Someone asked a similar question a few weeks ago. And I just feel I do my own thing, like really just make it rotten and disgusting. And yeah, that's my take on it anyway. But I feel I'm more suited to Freddy because Robert's my height. Robert's about 5'9", 5'10". So I've got the height for it, which is refreshing because you've got a iconic killer like Freddy who's 5'9". I'm like, that's cool, that's nice. And then, you know, keep in mind Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers, he was 5'10", so just an inch taller than me. Dick Warlock was about the same height too. And then when Halloween 4 came around with George P. Wilbur, he was 6 foot something. He was a big boy. Don Shanks was like 6'2", 6'3", I think. So again, he was a unit. He still is. I don't know if you guys have seen Don Shanks now. The guy's still got it. He's jacked, absolutely jacked. He's kept in shape. Okay. Michael Scott, the great Cornholio. I am Cornholio. I need DP for my bunghole. I haven't watched the new Beavis and Butthead movie yet. Shame on me. I used to love Beavis and Butthead. And then when the movie came out, Beavis and Butthead Do America, that was huge here. That was a big deal because MTV was big here. Beavis and Butthead was massive here. King of the Hill used to be so popular here. It had like this cult following in Australia. It was crazy. Pickle Brick, what is your most anticipated movie of next year? Thank you for the donation, by the way. What is your most anticipated movie of next year? I'm going to go with The Flash, dude. 100%. Given like the track record it's had at the moment, it's going to be an event for all the right reasons and all the wrong reasons. So, but also I just want to see Affleck and Keaton back at it. I don't know if you guys have seen, I mentioned it, I think 2 live streams ago. Kids' costumes of Keaton's new bat suit have leaked out online, not online, but out in shops in like Walmart and all that, and people are buying them up. And I kind of want to buy one. I have a feeling they kind of be like a collector's item or something. And I'm assuming that suit is what they were going to use in Batgirl. And it's funny, like some behind the scenes shots of Batgirl are leaking out. Like people have got their phones and they're taking photos of the monitor of when they're setting up a shot. And I'm like, oh, can you please just leak the movie and just someone rip it? Then we've got it. And then just whatever, just go off into the ether. I just want to see it. I just want to see Brendan Fraser's Firefly, for God's sakes. Pickle Brick, Keaton is the boss. Yeah, he is, man. He is a boss. And I love how sure he is about it. Remember when he did that speech, that graduation speech, and he's like, 2 words that'll help you through life. And those 2 words are, I'm Batman. And he just mic drop and he's gone. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And he seems like such a cool cat. Like he's just such a cool dude. And he's a great actor. Like he's really upped his game and he's just done some cracker performances in the last decade. And he's Batman. So the guy's doing well in life. Terragates 1. Honestly, I'm hyped for the next Transformers. That course correction they did in Bumblebee. Also Dune Part 2. 2 things, dude. I got to watch Bumblebee and I still got to watch the rest of Dune. So, and I know they're filming Dune Part 2. And it's interesting when at the beginning of Dune, it says, Dune Part 1. And no one expected that because it obviously doesn't say that in the title, like on the posters and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting that they kind of pulled a swift one. I wouldn't even say pulling a swift one, but it was interesting how no Part 1 on the title for like posters and stuff like that, but in the actual film and the credits, Dune Part 1. But that's kind of clever. I dig that. It's something different. Okay. So I will be getting to the Samurai Spawn teaser footage, guys. I just want to answer a few questions and kind of just keep it casual as always. Hack and Slash, what is your favorite Halloween movie? I'm going to go Halloween 2 from 81, man. I know a lot of people have a problem with it, and a lot of people have a problem with Dick Warlock as the shape, and I can see where they're coming from. It is a bit of a difference between Nick Castle and Dick Warlock. I just have I think it's because of nostalgia. I have fond memories of it being summer, having my mates over. We're in the pool, we're eating sauces on my parents' carpet, watching Halloween 2 in broad daylight. We can't see shit because the film is so dark and the sun's coming through on the old boxy TVs. And it was just great. It was just good old fashioned horror and with your mates. So I think for nostalgic purposes, Halloween 1. I'm probably then going to go, it's a toss up between Halloween 78 and then Halloween 2018. I had a lot of fun with Kills. It's not perfect, but Kills was great. Kills was good for the kills. I'm highly anticipating Ends. I hope it's something different and hope it just wows us and we're like, whoa, that was different, but well done. That was good. I do like Halloween 4. I've always said, and a lot of people have said, if the look of Michael Myers was how he looked in the first one with the mask and everything, instead of having the surprised accountant mask, I think that film would have just gone up so much more in credibility. But it was a good return to form after Season of the Witch and all that confusion where people were like, where the fuck is Michael Myers? So yeah, man, I'm going to say Halloween 2, 81. I'm going to go Halloween 78/2018. Halloween 4. I have a soft spot for H2O because that was the first one I ever watched when I was a kid. And I just kind of like the Scream vibe that goes on with it. So yeah. Okay. Let me just go back up. Fangirl98. Sorry, guys. Need to get some sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Fangirl98. Thank you for joining. And sweet screams. Sorry, I had to. Owl Watch. What do you know about the Flash movie? I'm super excited for a character that's been rumored to return, a character that's been in the DCEU. In terms of what I know, man, like I probably know as much as you. I don't know if you heard the test screenings. Apparently, the test screenings were like through the for Affleck, for Keaton. And it's interesting where they're going to go from here for how things are going to go with Affleck's characterization of Batman, whether he'll continue to be Batman after the Flash because everything that's going on with Ezra Miller. I don't know. I don't really know, man, but I probably know as much as you, which is good in a way. Marvels. Hi, Leslie. Hello, Chris. Saw this pop up. Can't stay, but a big congratulations on the Spawn cosplay. Awesome work. You should see if your other half could help with the female cosplays you can make. You'd kill it. Absolutely. So, guys, Marvels is actually a friend of mine, Leslie. We were in the same year at high school together. So, yeah, we graduated 2006. Fuck, we're old, man. But, yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. Okay, let me just cruise down here. And 1251. Hey, Chris, what do you think of Keanu Reeves and Constantine 2? I'm all for it, man. Constantine was such a cool movie, and it's severely underrated. I loved it. It was very, very cool. And that kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect there to ever be a Constantine 2, let alone Keanu to come back. Sorry, needed a drink. But he's kind of renaissancing with his old films and doing sequels to them. I'm not mentioning Matrix Resurrections because that's not a good example. I wasn't a fan of Matrix Resurrections. There are people out there who are, but for me, I was like, oh, that just did not work. Like, the first Matrix was just so fucking genius and so well done. Reloaded was fun. Reloaded was a popcorn movie, and Revolutions was just just not really the best. It was just a lot of talk, so much talking. And I know some people like that. They're all there for the dialogue, but I just felt after the action we got in the first and second Revolutions, it's just, Zion, machines, and just this build-up, just all this chitter-chatter. And then obviously the final fight with Neo and Smith was fucking great, but it took so long to get to that. It was just, and then with Resurrections, I don't know. I think it's just too late. It just should have just left it at Revolutions, and that was it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is screen share something, guys. Now, this video I'm going to share with you is a good several seconds long. It is going to be a bit laggy. I just want to forewarn you, but it gives you a good idea of what to expect. It's what's in the thumbnail for this live video. So when we shot the other night with the brilliant Danielo and Sarah of Lux Media, with this particular shot, Dan's like, I want you to hold out your hand and open it. And with that, Sarah was off to the side with a little LED panel light that illuminated, and that was kind of the light reference for the flame that Danielo added in later with After Effects. And it looks brilliant. And he's tinted it green and it's absolutely crackerjack. So again, forewarning you, it is probably going to be a bit laggy. And then when I come back to this screen, it's going to be laggy for a couple of seconds. It's just like readjusting. But actually, and then after that, I'm going to show you guys 2 stills as well from the shoots. So there's screen grabs from the shoot. So it's going to be such an awesome video. And it's just going to be a nice way to cap off this costume that took nearly 2.5 years. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. So I'm going to screen share now. I'm going to go to screen, window. Okay. Video. All right. And boom. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? Danielo and Sarah, fucking amazing, man. And snap. There we go. All right, let me just return to form. Yeah, it's laggy now. How's your internet? My internet's fine, apparently, man. I don't know. Hopefully you guys saw that. If you guys did see that, just let me know in the chat and what you guys thought. So that is going to be one of the final shots of the actual video. So when I do screen share, it does get very laggy. And then when I return back, it's laggy for a couple of seconds. And then usually things sort themselves out. It's funny. We got 5G installed on the top of our building, and it just seems to be worse. Like 5G is supposed to be the next best thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is show you guys 2 screenshots. Screen, window. Okay, here we go. Boom, there we go. So the beginning of the video is very reminiscent of Matt Reeves' The Batman, and Danielo was very adamant about that. He studied Greg Fraser's cinematography, who was a cinematographer for The Batman. That shot of Pattinson coming out of the darkness in the subway scene, the opening where they're beating that guy up, and you just hear the footsteps. So this is one of the shots. It's me walking towards camera, and the lighting is just so spot on. Just try and make out the I'm completely blind. So I kind of had to So I had to really make sure I got my steps down pat and even count my steps to my mark. So there's that shot. And then boom, we got that shot there. So it's going to be a long shot, a wide shot. And in between, we're going to get these shots here with close-ups of my boots and the belt buckle and stuff like that. So it's going to be something special. Like what these 2 have done is just incredible. And we were so excited when we were filming that night and shooting that night. It was just, I just got that giddy feeling. I'm just going to stop screen sharing now and then return to normal. Okay. So yeah, it was a damn good time. We did it in a couple of hours, and the more that Danielo and Sarah are showing me of the edit, it's incredible. I'm loving it. So yeah, I really just can't thank him enough, and I can't wait to show you guys. Probably next week the video is going to be up because obviously I've still got to do the breakdown footage. I've got to repair bits of the suit after this weekend at Oz Comic Con. So yeah, I can't thank him enough. It worked out so well, and it's just I like going all out when the cosplays are done. Like with the Phantom, that nice little short in the nature reserve, and then obviously with this, just go all out and I get the sword out, do some movements and stuff like that. So it was great. Testing limits. I consider dropping your output bit rate a bit. Yeah, man, probably. I probably should. But also, it shouldn't be this bad. Like, I don't know what's going on, man. I've got a lot to work out. But as long as you can still see and hear me somewhat, that's all that matters. M vs. L. Hey, longtime fan, and your videos have made my day so many times. Wondering if you prefer Keanu Reeves Constantine or Matt Ryan Constantine. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, man. I do appreciate that. So I actually haven't watched the Matt Ryan Constantine, but I hear nothing but good things. So I can only say that Keanu is my favorite Constantine, man. But I've just heard good things. I just never got around to watching it, I'm afraid. But yeah, I can only just say Keanu. But with that being said, like we were talking about before, I'm glad they're doing a second. Hopefully they do it right. Hopefully they nail it. Hopefully the script's good, the story's good. And then Keanu's got that nice return to form. Let me just cruise back up here. Hack and Slash, your Phantom video was so cool, and I was the first to watch it. Hell yeah, man. Nice one. First. Let me just cruise back up. I love Halloween 4 too. It's had a nice little kind of return to form, like people appreciating it a lot more. Okay. Jose Valdez, right now you had cosplay for Comic-Con. So what's your next make cosplay after the two completed? So after like Samurai Spawn's done, do you mean, man? Like now that Phantom and Samurai Spawn, Eddie. Eddie's next because I've also got to get this guy ready for Canada. So I'm taking Eddie Munson and Pirate Batman to Canada next month. So I fly out on the 24th. So just under a month. It's the 26th today here in Sydney. So yeah, I've got to frantically get this guy together. It's not exactly a frantic dash, but it's just all the little accessories now, man. So Eddie's next. After that, I'm probably going to be winding down in terms of cosplays for the year. Just when it gets into the hotter season here in Australia, it's hard to wear those elaborate cosplays. Even Eddie would be somewhat tricky to wear in the thick of summer with the wig, the leather jacket. So after Eddie, man, I'm probably going to start to wind down for the year with cosplays, but I'm also still going to be doing custom collectibles and stuff like that, man. And that's usually what I've done for the last couple of years around summertime and also Christmas time, you know, with the holidays coming up, but just mostly the warmer weather. That's when I start to wind things down, man. So yeah, Eddie's up next. And then who knows after that? I'd like to get a start on Buzz or doing the prep on Buzz because, again, that's going to be a big build, a really big build. Liminal Racing, what your opinion on the Scream franchise? And if so, will you ever do a cosplay of it? I probably won't do a cosplay of it, man. I just think like it's not that it's a boring costume, but it's pretty basic. With that being said, that fabric is quite elaborate. That fabric with the sparkles in it. I love the first Scream. The first Scream was like, I know a lot of people say, but it's true, a big part of my childhood, like a massive part of my childhood. Scared the shit out of me, especially that opening scene with Drew Barrymore and her boyfriend getting gutted, but it was great. And then Scream 2 came along, and Scream 2 was still pretty good. Scream 3, I didn't like at all. It just felt off, really off. And then the more I read into it, I'm pretty sure that's the one that Kevin Williamson did not write. Scream 4 was okay. At the time, I was like, this is great. But the more I digested it, I'm like, I don't really like this. This wasn't good. Scream 5 wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I just felt the legacy characters were wasted with Sydney, Gail, and Dewey. I think they were kind of just shoehorned in. I feel the writing could have been better for the three of them. And then with Scream 6 that's coming out next year, that's taking place in New York, I don't know. Like, again, I will always go into something with an open mind. Case in point, Halloween Ends. Everything that we know so far with this whole Corey Cunningham and all that, I'm going into it with an open mind. I want to be wowed. I want something different, but also, you know, sticking true to the legacy and the mythology of Michael Myers, but don't steer too far from the track, but do something different in a tasteful way and in a smart way. And I hope they do the same with Scream 6. I don't know exactly what happened with Nev Campbell not returning. A lot of people say it was a contract thing. I don't know. But yeah, man, first and second are great. Third, very different. Fourth, nah. Fifth, it was a good return to form. I dug it. It was cool. It was just interesting, though, when they announced it and when the first trailer came out, how they're going to incorporate these things into it because they're just so advanced now. And, you know, you got your smart houses and your smart toilets and all that and your smart bidets. It's just everything is smart except me. Okay. Yosef Productions. Hey, Chris, I just recently fractured my elbow and I'd like to know if I can train upper body or, oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds nasty. I cry when I bump my elbow, let alone if you fractured it, you poor bugger. I'm the wrong person to ask that, man. You'd probably have to go to your local gym or a PT and just sit down, have a meeting or just have a session, even if it's just talking, and they'll steer you in the right direction, man. I don't know. Especially when it comes to pushing and pulling, you are still moving your elbow, stuff like that. Like legs, go nuts. Like get on the leg press machine, load her up and do your legs. The funny thing is training your legs can help your upper body grow because it's your biggest muscles, one of your biggest muscles. And it has the most like testosterone, and with women, it has the most estrogen in it. So it helps you grow everywhere else, which is cool. So yeah, dude, I'd highly recommend maybe even having an online session with a coach and just go through with what happened, what your limitations are with movement, what hurts, what doesn't hurt, and they can take it from there, man. I'd hate for something to happen to you and me be like, oh yeah, go ahead and do bench press, man. You'll be fine. Load 200 pounds on there. Yeah. So all the best, dude. Hope it's a speedy and painless recovery, and just rest. I find it very hard to rest. I'm one of those people, I get very restless, especially when I'm injured or sick. But rest is key, dude. And just make sure you're hitting your vitamins and your fruits and veggies, because that also helps with recovery too. So all the best, dude. Again, I hope it's a quick recovery, but definitely hit up a PT or just your local gym. Head into your local gym, be like, hey, or happy to pay for like a little session just to help out and guide me and coach me and stuff like that. But for legs, it should be fine, man. Granted, you're not doing squats where you're up like that, and that's probably putting pressure on your elbow. Like leg press, leg extension, leg curls. That should be pretty fine for now anyway. Victor Monserrati. I hope I pronounced that correct, man. Love the Freddy bus, mate. Thank you, man. The video for this is probably going to be up tomorrow. I just have to record my shitty commentary for it, which is always good fun. So yeah, he's done and dusted. He is sold. My good friend Andrew Martinez has bought him. He's going to be off to the States this week. But yeah, I'm really happy with how he turned out. And yeah, it's Freddy's dead, because why the fuck not? I'm also finishing this up for a client. So this is the part one. This is for a client as well. So he's going to be shipped out this week. I've just got to pop the eyes in and set them in place. But thanks, man. He was a lot of fun. I'm really proud of how that turned out. And Sean Dabbs, who designed the 3D files, an absolute whiz. Like, you give him any project and he'll just smash it out in terms of getting the form right. And I'm glad I went with the snarl. I'm glad you guys were like, nah, do the snarl, do the snarl. So it was good. Hang on. Okay. Hack and Slash Studios. Who are you going as for Halloween? I'm going to be going as a passenger on a plane, man, because as I'm flying back from Canada back to Australia, it's going to be Halloween whilst I'm in the air. I'm a little bit gutted because when you fly back from the United States and Canada back to Australia, you lose a day, like a whole day in the air. So if I fly out of the United States or Canada on a Monday, I get back to Australia on Wednesday morning. So a whole day's just gone and I miss out on Halloween, dude. Nothing I can do about it. And it's a great opportunity going to Canada. So I'm going to have to write Halloween off this year. I am actually doing, there's a Halloween event at Luna Park here in Sydney, which is an amusement park. We've got a Halloween Horror Nights on there. So I'm going to be dressing up for that. And that's on the 20th of October. So I guess you could say I'm doing a little Halloween thing early. I'm going to be doing my crow makeup and doing my hair like a mohawk. And I want like those bright blue contact lenses and just blaring eyes, rotting my teeth. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So they do the amusement park up like a giant horror haunted house. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, technically I am doing Halloween on the 20th, man, but unfortunately I am losing the actual day whilst I'm in the air. So just one of those things, there's always going to be another Halloween next year. Okay. I say, hang on, let me just cruise back up. Sorry. Yosef, yeah, I fell on my elbow and hyperextended it. Oh, I've never felt pain like that in my life. I'm doing okay for now, but I feel super useless. Don't feel useless, dude. I know it's easy to think that, but just it's temporary. It's totally temporary and you're young. So you're going to heal just like that. You got youth on your side, man. And obviously, as long as you're resting and doing the right things, and that's why I say talk to a professional or go to your local doctor or whoever helped treat you. Just say, I want to be able to exercise. What can I do and what can't I do? So it'll be good. They can make you a list, do's and don'ts, but don't feel useless. It's again, easier said than done. I've been there before. But again, it's temporary. I'm guessing it's like a 6-week kind of thing that you're out for 6 weeks, because that's the usual turnaround time for broken bones and stuff like that. But again, dude, you'll be fine. It's like if you cut your hair and you regret it, it's hair. It'll grow back. But just hang in there and keep busy. Keep your mind busy too. If you're creative, if you draw, if you sculpt, paint, whatever, if gaming, just be creative and just keep at it, keep busy, keep your mind busy, stuff like that. Go for walks, man. You can, you're able to go for a walk, stuff like that. You'd be surprised what a bit of fresh air can do. I've done that plenty of times when I'm working on stuff, whether it's a custom collectible, a commission. There'll be times during the day where I just get the shits and I'm like, oh, this isn't working out. This isn't how it's turning out how I wanted to. And I'm like, put it away, go for a walk. I go for an hour walk. I'll take Angus for a walk, get some fresh air, go to the gym. In your case, if you go smash some legs, get on the treadmill, something like that, and just reset your brain, reset your eyes, come back with a fresh pair of eyes, some good chemicals pumped into your brain, some endorphins and stuff like that, and fresh air, dude. It works wonders. Trust me. It's a great tool to have. Okay. Carlos Soberon. I have a life-size Michael Myers. I want to bend his arm at 90 degrees for the knife. Anything you can make, or what do you recommend for me doing for swapping out the straight arm for a bent one? So if it's a mannequin arm, dude, I don't have it with me. I'm sorry. So if it's a straight arm, what you do is cut it, and then you cut the angles on either piece. So you got this piece here and this piece here. If you cut like a V shape, and then you can pose it up like that. If you want it permanently like that, you can like fiberglass it together. In my case, because it's covered up with a sweater or coveralls in your case, just get a shitload of duct tape, dude, and duct tape it. Because that way, if you change your mind, you're like, oh, I want it back down, you can cut the tape and pop it back down and retape it. So that's my best advice to you, man. It's probably the easiest and cheapest way instead of getting a whole new limb. I just think that works best. Sorry, I just had to check my phone. I got a text and it's an unknown number, and I get nervous sometimes. I'm like, oh fuck, what is it? It was I have an agent like for acting, so they just like, you got a self-tape request, so I'll deal with that later. But I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, dude, I think that'll work out best. That's how I've done it. Just a shitload of duct tape, and just make sure, you cut, and then cut the angle on the forearm and cut the angle on the upper arm where the bicep and tricep is, and then you can slot it like that. So I'm guessing you want it like that to hold the knife if it's a Michael Myers one. Victor Montserrat, I love Freddy, but I'm a great Pinhead fan. I agree, dude. I think Pinhead doesn't get enough love. I'm really excited for the Hulu movie with Jamie Clayton as Pinhead. I don't know if you saw my trailer reaction last week for the trailer. It looks great. I'm really excited. Chatter is back in it. We have a new Cenobite called the Mask, which looks horrifying. The imagery is so creepy. The Lament configuration looks great. You see it out in the Leviathan configuration. Jamie Clayton looks incredible as Pinhead. The voice is great. It's something so different from Doug Bradley, but also staying true to that notion of you don't know if it's male, female, but also has hints of like an angelic, childlike voice. It's great. I obviously am a sucker for the first and second Hellraiser because it was the same production company based in the UK. And then for Hellraiser 3, they shifted to the United States. And I don't know if you guys notice if you've watched the Hellraiser films, by the time they get to 3, there's a massive shift in the look, the feel, the tone and stuff like that. It's very Hollywood, blockbuster, explosions, stuff like that. Whereas Hellraiser 1 and Hellbound Hellraiser 2, there was something just, I say the word a lot, pure, and I liked the British production of it, the British crew that were working on it. There was something just so unique about it. And what I liked is you didn't know if the film took place in the United States or the UK. They were very aloof about it. But also the makeup and the costumes just looked higher quality. Like just a lot more work had been put into them. And then, so it was Hellraiser 3, Hellraiser Bloodline. Then you've got, what is it? Then you've got Hellraiser Deader, Hellraiser Inferno, Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Revelations, Hellraiser Judgment. There's just so many. It's crazy. But now we've got this new one that's just called Hellraiser that's coming out on Hulu. Not long, I think a week or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks great. It looks like a return to form, going back to basics. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation, apparently. So I'm going to be interested to see how they explain the change in Pinhead, or they're just like, no, it's just the same Pinhead, but we're just going for a different look and a different actor portraying the role. So I'm psyched for it, man. I totally agree. Pinhead's great. And I don't think the Hellraiser franchise gets enough love. It doesn't help that the sequels went down. I show Speed Plus. Hey, Chris just hopped on. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing good, man. I'm exhausted. after this weekend. It was Oz Comic Con. Did Samurai Spawn on the Saturday and Nathan Drake yesterday. I feel like I've run a marathon. For those who are just tuning in this week, I'm frantically working on a bust of the Balrog from the Rings of Power for Amazon. So essentially you can pitch, like Amazon will, my manager will be like, hey, Amazon said pitch them an idea for doing a video for Rings of Power, just, generate interest about it. And I'm like, how about I do a video of resin printing a Balrog bust and then painting it? I want to paint it with like a UV glowing orange and red paints, because obviously the Balrog glows from the inside out. They're like, yep, sweet. So I got to get that done. It's got to be submitted this Friday, the whole video and all the other content, stuff like that. So it's a busy week, man. Very busy week, but I'm doing well. So thank you for joining. Paul F. Gamita. Hey, Chris, how are you? Yeah, man. Like I said, doing well, exhausted, but just hitting the ground running, man. That's the way I like it. I don't like standing still, because then my brain starts and it's just like, hey, thoughts, silly thoughts. And you're like, shh, start building, if that makes sense. Jinx the Jester. Hey, dude, love your stuff. Always wanted to know your thoughts on Jason as a character and the Friday films. So I love myself a good Friday the 13th, man. I'm going to say out of the three, like in terms of the Holy Trinity, you got Freddy, Jason, Michael. It goes Freddy, Michael, Jason. That's nothing to take away from Jason. I just prefer Michael and Freddy a lot more. And then, you got your Pinheads, Chuckies, and to a lesser extent, Leprechaun. Pardon me. I get so gassy in live streams. Pardon me again. But I love the Friday the 13th films, man. Some of them are self-aware, like Friday the 13th 6, Jason Lives. It's so different. It's actually one of my favorite Friday films, and then probably Friday 4, final chapter. But I love each design of Jason. There's something great about them, even though some aren't as great as the others. I really do love the part 4 look of Jason with the axe wound and all that, and what happens to him at the end, where he gets hacked in the hand, and then that machete slide down on the head. I think that's fucking disgusting, but it's so cool. So yeah, man, I do enjoy the films. I just prefer Halloween and Elm Street. But don't get me wrong, like Jason's so iconic. Like he is a quintessential slasher. But he's one of the Holy Trinity, man. So I definitely do enjoy them. Paul F. Committer, you rock, my fan. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. Tyler BMX, is there a certain type of liquid latex you use when you paint a Myers mask? Let me just see if I have it handy, dude. I don't have it handy. It's just a liquid latex I get from Eckersley's. It's just like, it's in like a little barrel and it just says rubber latex. So I mix that with an acrylic paint for if we're doing a Michael Myers mask. I don't really have a ratio. I try and have as much acrylic paint in there as possible, not more latex. Like you need a little bit of latex so it helps the acrylic stretch with the rubber. It's not like a 50-50. I'd say it's like 60% acrylic paint, maybe even 70% acrylic paint and 30% rubber latex just mixed in. And then you can thin it down if you're feeding it through an airbrush. You can thin it down with water, stuff like that. You can even thin it down with naphtha. In our case, we call naphtha Shalite here in Australia. You get it from Bunnings Warehouse. It's pretty much exactly what naphtha is in the States, in the UK. Thin that down, feed it through an airbrush, and then you seal it up with clear Plasti Dip. And because the Plasti Dip is rubber-based, it seals it so you can go in and dry brush and do your details and scour away the excess without the white rubbing off, which is great. So I'm going to be doing that with my Halloween Ends mask. So I'm hoping my Halloween Ends masks arrive either this week or next week. So I want to do an unboxing and then do the custom collectible. I don't know if you guys have seen the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Ends mask. Holy shit, they look incredible. They've upped their game so much from the Halloween Kills mask. Incredible. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the one I use. I don't have a brand. Again, I'm sorry if I had it handy. I don't want to get up, disrupt you guys, but oh wait, hang on. I do have it. Stand by. Well, in this case, it's a Barnes brand one. Nope, actually, I've got the one I use. All right, here we go. Got it. There you go, dude. Just Craftworks rubber latex. So I forget how much this one was, but like rubber latex is pretty cheap, dude. So yeah, this is the one I use. Goes a long way, and it's also good for painting stuff. If you want stuff to look chipped, you paint rubber latex sporadically in certain areas, let it dry, then spray paint your coating or whatever, and then peel off the excess latex, and it looks like the paint's all chipped off. Great little trick. So that's the one I use, man. Yeah, craft works. But any rubber latex, any brand is going to be the same. Like latex is latex, dude. Did someone say no? Oh, no video. Good now. Oh, man, what the hell is going on here? Jesus. This is... it's so embarrassing sometimes, but I'm trying to make it work, guys, for now anyway, like with what I got. I've just got to upgrade my hardware, but that involves a lot of money. So I wish I could say I was rich, but I am not. I'm rich in cosplays that I've hoarded. Okay, Joseph, I make edits for my YouTube, so I'm trying to be as active as possible while being safe. Good stuff, man. Spot on. Nailed it. You're onto it. I Show Speed Plus. Will you get the Trick or Treat Studios seed of Chucky dolls and add blood and make him look like he just killed someone brutally? Funny enough, I was talking to someone yesterday at Oz Comic Con. I want to get the Child's Play 3 one. I actually want to look on Pop Culture, which is our Australian site where you get pretty much all your collectibles and statues and Prime 1 stuff. Like they deal with Sideshow and Trick or Treat Studios. So I want, like, I love him. Don't get me wrong. That was fun to make, but I want a life-size one. I want a life-size one that I can hang around my life-size Freddy on his back. And I don't know, man, if I'm going to have a life-size Freddy, I've got to have a life-size Chucky and then eventually a Michael. Whenever the hell I get my man cave, I don't know, but they're there waiting. So yeah, I definitely do want a life-size Chucky, dude. Okay. Paul F. Committer. Hey, Chris, question. So with the Black Adam on the horizon, are you planning on cosplaying / character acting any of the upcoming JSA heroes? I would like to do a good Dr. Fate, but it'd be tricky if it's the Pierce Brosnan one because his helmet doesn't have eyes. You'd have to figure out how the hell to do that. I don't know, man. Probably Dr. Fate. Like, I love the design of Dr. Fate, not just necessarily from the upcoming film. It looks great. Pierce Brosnan looks great, but just throughout the comics, action figures, games and stuff like that. Like the design aesthetic of Dr. Fate has always been really intriguing to me. I love it. I first found out about him in 2011, watched him in an animated special. It was great. And the fact that Pierce Brosnan's playing him, it's awesome. It's so cool. And like, he's such a good actor as well, and he looks great. This is a Silver Fox. He looks brilliant. Okay. Mikey B, keep at it, Chris. Love the videos. Thanks so much, dude. I'm trying, especially with these live videos. It's like a mixed bag. You know what the fuck you're going to get, man. Tyler BMX, thanks, man. I have all the things for my Myers mask except for the latex, so I'll probably end up getting it. Thanks. Yeah, cool, dude. I don't know if you're based in Australia or whatnot. But yeah, this is at my local art shop called Eckersley's, and it's just like your, Ma and Pa craft store, but it's like a franchise. But they get all good stuff, like all the Liquitex inks and stuff and they just started offering airbrushes, which is great because I need a new airbrush because my two over there I've tried cleaning them, they're just fucked, and they're not exactly expensive ones, so you kind of expect that to happen. Okay, let me just go back up. NH Geek. Hey, Chris, been a fan for a few years, but I wanted to ask your opinion. Should I build a Justice League mortal bat suit and you maybe have connections in the costume making? Would you do anything about the bat suit? Would you know anything about the bat suit? I can't say. So for those who don't know what NH Geek is talking about, that's the George Miller Justice League that was supposed to happen years and years ago. And Armie Hammer was supposed to play Batman, and they built all the suits. There's a lineup of the suits of them in the suits, but it's like real low res. It's on the internet. You can Google it. Megan Gale, who's an Australian model here in Australia, was playing Wonder Woman. There's a great high res shot of her in the Wonder Woman armor, and she looks great. She makes a great Wonder Woman. So there is a low res image of Armie Hammer in his bat suit. It's different. I don't know if you've seen it, man, but there's a lot of chainmail kind of going on with the bodysuit and stuff like that. I I think it's one of those things where you have to get creative and improvise a lot because there's no real turnarounds of the suit. And the fella who sculpted his cowl posted a photo of the clay sculpture, and his name is Bill Hunt. Bill Hunt Studios, man. If you go to Instagram or just Google it, Bill Hunt Studios, Bill Hunt, Army Hammer, Batman cowl, Justice League Mortal, you'll see the sculpture he did. Very reminiscent of the cowl from Batman Dead End, the fan film with the Predator and the Alien. That organic kind of scowl look, almost like Alex Ross's interpretation of Batman. Very organic, not really hard edge. Almost looks like it's part of his skin, and he's painted his skin and the ears are on and everything. So I think you're going to have to get very creative, man. But with that being said, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that can really test you. And then you come out the other side and you've got like a crackerjack batsuit. So I say go for it, man. Sounds like it'd be a lot of fun too. Jeffrey Byers, been trying to follow your video on rehauling a 2003 reboot Leatherface mask, but can't really find the Tots mask anywhere. So I have heard that, man. That mask was actually sent to me by a friend who lives up the coast that had it for a couple of years, I think. So I tried to find one myself because after I did that video and I sent it back to my friend Chris, who asked if I could do it, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll do a video on it too. Like, that's good timing. I can't find one anywhere. And if you do, they're so expensive. So I think you just got to you just got to keep looking, man. That's how I feel. Mikey B, how do you feel about NECA figures? Think about doing a custom collectible on these. I love NECA figures, dude. I've been collecting them since 2003 when Freddy vs. Jason came out. I had the box set of Freddy and Jason, and the base had all the flames and fire and stuff like that. So I've been the biggest fan of them for the long time. At the moment, I've got I don't know if you saw the custom collectible I did of the 18-inch Michael Myers one, converted him into the Halloween Kills look. Still got him. He's beautiful. I've got my quarter scale Leonardo NECA figure for TMNT 1990. I've got the 4 TMNT 1997-inch figures as well as the Shredder. What else? That's all I've got in terms of NECA for now. I've got a lot over the years. I used to have some Hellraiser ones. But in terms of pimping them out, man, it'd be a bit tricky. Like, you wouldn't need to do much. It depends on the figure too. I was thinking of doing up the Arkham Origins Batman quarter scale one, redoing the faceplate, new cape, and just really battle damaging the armor because it's a great looking figure. I don't know if you've seen that one, but again, he's hard to find too, and he's fucking expensive. Soon as those quarter scale figures are out of print, they're so expensive. Like, out of production, like when they discontinue them, they're so expensive to get. I wanted the quarter scale OG Predator from NECA, and my God, they go for like between $600 and $800. It's just crazy, man. But yeah, NECA's great. NECA's a good go-to, dude. I really do like them. Paul F. Committer, thank you for answering my first question. Here's another. Do you think that Henry Cavill will appear as Superman in Black Adam? I know it's rumored, but I value your thoughts. Yes, he will. Grace Randolph, beyond the trailer, hinted that, yes, it's happening, but it's going to be a tease. So don't expect anything grandiose, and no black suit, which I'm fine with, just as long as Cavill's in it, and it's maybe a bit of hope that he's coming back, and maybe eventually Affleck's going to come back too. So I think it's going to happen, dude. And The Rock has so much pull power in Hollywood now. Like, he's a very powerful man, like up there with Tom Cruise, probably, if not more. So I think he's obviously pitched it to Warner Brothers. They've done reshoots. They got Cavill in. But can you imagine the contracts and the logistics of keeping that under wraps? Like, if anything got out, it's someone's ass on the line, or a bunch of people's asses on the line. So I definitely think it's going to happen, man. Like, they'd be stupid not to. Really stupid not to. Can you imagine if we got Cavill and Zachary Levi as Shazam in a post-credit scene, the three of them together? Whew, that'd be good. Okay. Testing limits. That Hammer Cow sculpt looks like the Keaton with Nicholson's Joker sculpt mixed in. It does. Like, that kind of natural scowl going on around here, man, and the nose. So, yeah. Jeffrey Byers. Also, if someone wanted you to do a Kills rehaul, do you do that? Because I've watched your video on that rehaul, and I'm gonna be honest, your rehaul is one of my favorites. Thanks, dude. That really means a lot. I feel there are so many rehaul artists out there that are just brilliant. Case in point, excuse me, I'm just gonna grab my Michael Myers mask from Simon Brandolino because I think it's one of the best out there. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. I think Simon's just nailed it. And Simon's constantly talking to Christopher Nelson, who did these masks for the film. So he always has those little tidbits, those little secret sauces that he puts into these masks. He blends his own hair. It's gorgeous, man. In terms of me doing one, I just feel I don't do a good enough job compared to what other rehaul artists do. You know, you've got Simon, you've got Remzap, you've got Seven Sins, you've got Horror Art Show, and just a whole bunch of, you got Dean Knight. So many other people are doing wonderful rehauls, man. So I'd highly advise hitting them up because you're going to get something that's so damn accurate. Because I was kind of still trying to figure stuff out in terms of the burns, and then you got your dry brushing and layering and stuff like that. So I'd highly recommend hitting them up, man. I am going to try my hand at rehauling the ends mask, the Tots ends mask when it gets here. It looks a lot different in terms of the paint. Like it seems like the burn side has lost that yellow crispiness and kind of reverted back to the color scheme on the non-burn side. Again, I got to see it when I get it, and especially with all the mold, because there's all mold on the burnt side. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And the hair looks great on the Tots ends mask, the stock hair. Like they've upped their game so much. They've also upped their price too, but rightfully so. Because usually the H40 and the Halloween Kills mask is 60 USD, and I think the ends one is 80. But it looks good for 80 USD, man. That's a steal for what you're getting. And screen lineage, because they work it out where they use the molds. They get production molds from the film. So what you're getting is like bang on. It's great. I wish we had this type of shit back in the early 2000s, in the mid 90s. It would have been so cool. So cool. James Miller, love your vids. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate that. Jeffrey Byers. Oh, I bought that ends mask at my local Party City and it's a badass. And the stock paint job is pretty good. Yeah, dude. Everyone I've seen so far that people are posting, they look great. And then they rehaul them and they look crackerjack. Space Case sends in $5. Thank you so much. Been watching for a couple of years. Just wanted to say thank you. Loving the live streams. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Again, these live streams are a mixed bag. You don't know what the hell you're going to get. You don't know what the hell's going to break, not work in terms of audio. So I appreciate it. Like I said, I definitely want to make these a regular thing. I've obviously got to upgrade my hardware because at the moment I'm working with, very archaic things, even though I wouldn't say it's too archaic, but I'm getting there. I just got to bite the bullet and just upgrade my laptop and stuff like that. Testing limits, I probably am going to have to check my internet connection and just see what the hell's going on, because I do have a direct connection in there at the moment. So it should be working, but man, if it's jittery and lagging so much, that's annoying. What I usually do is when I finish the stream, I go back and look at it and be like, see what's wrong. Like, okay, I've got to improve X, Y, and Z. So yeah, thank you again, Space Case. I really do appreciate it. That's very sweet of you. Jeffrey Byers, I see you rocking the Eddie Munson cosplay. I am, man. So yeah, jacket's well underway. I got to pick up from Mum and Dad's today the resin print of the Wasp badge. I'm resin printing that. The wig. The wig is here in all its glory, and I look like an absolute muppet in it. Are you ready? Yep. So I've got to take this to the hairdressers this week, to my friend Juanita, who's going to help style it, trim the fringe, thin it out, and probably just take a bit of length off. But for $30 off Amazon, it's actually really decent. Like the way the hair falls, it's great. So can't go wrong for $30. Once it's styled, it's going to look a lot better and just a lot more legit, because Juanita's an absolute whiz, and I need someone who's going to thin it out too. I don't have thinning scissors. I need a professional to do that, and also just make the fringe a lot more natural instead of riding down to here. Jeffrey Byers, just watch the cosplay guides. That, yeah, man. So the video for this will have me working on the jacket and 3D printing the Wasp pin, and then the belt buckle, and just like there's not much in terms of build to Eddie, but just acquiring all the pieces. But I want to document that as well. It's fun. And then do the reveal at the end. I don't know where I'll do that yet. Probably up in the nature reserve where I did Phantom and Geralt, because part of Eddie's journey takes place in the forest during that season. So hopefully in about a week or two he's done and dusted. Like I've really got to get my ass into gear and wrap him up before Canada, man. And also do like tests and make sure everything fits okay. So yeah. Thanura Ravindra. Hey, Chris, didn't get to see you at Oz Comic Con this past weekend. Your photos look great. I sweated buckets with my Mandalorian Batman. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Hello, man. So I remember you telling me about that when we watched. What the hell did we watch? Was it Nope or something else? You were showing me photos of that and Grogu as well. So, dude, it was a hot day. It was such a hot day. I say in the beginning of the stream, I've never sweated so much in a cosplay in my life. The suit's still wet, so I've actually got to get some isopropyl alcohol and spray it because I've got to mount it back on the mannequin to do the breakdown portion of the video back in the workshop. It was gross. I got so wet with sweat, I then got cold. So I'm probably going to get sick from that. And not to mention have con crud too, shaking hands and socializing and being close to people, but it was worth it. And I'm glad I did the photo and video shoot with Danielo and Sarah before the con because the suit went through the ringer, stuff kind of came loose. I got to glue certain pieces back together. So yeah. Mikey B, have you made a Necronomicon from Evil Dead? I haven't, man. I wouldn't say it's been in the back of my head to do it, but I wouldn't say no. It'd be fun to do. How I do it, I don't know. If I had time, maybe sculpt it, cast it, or 3D print it, mold it, cast it, because that way you can do different iterations and different types of castings. You can do the traditional one, you could do like a gold one, a bronze casting, stuff like that. You can have a lot of fun with it. So never say never, man. If it's something that I haven't done, it's not because, well, sometimes it's like, nah, just not interested, but other times I just haven't done it. And maybe see how we go. Let me just cruise on back up here. Okay. That. Hey, Chris, huge fan of custom rehauls. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thank you very much, man. So in terms of upcoming custom rehauls, it's all up in the air at this stage because it's just such a frantic lead up to Canada. It's whatever's going to work at the time for the week. So obviously this week priority is the Balrog. I've also got to do a campaign for Black Adam for Zing Pop Culture this week. So it's just an absolute frantic madhouse, but it's the way I like it. Guys, I'm probably going to wrap it up. It's been a pretty chill stream. So I know it's Sunday in some parts of the world. It's Monday here. It's 11:16 a.m. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that quick little sneak peek of the Samurai Spawn video and photo shoot. So again, a massive thank you to Danielo and Sarah at Lux Media. I can't wait to show you guys the rest of it. That they're doing an incredible job. They've sent me edits and little sneak peeks here and there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So probably if they're, all okay with it, hoping to have the video up next week. In terms of content this week, it's going to be the video for molding, casting, and painting the Freddy's Dead Bus. And then I've got the video of top 5 Halloween kills with Mike from We Watch the Movie. And then probably we'll do another live stream this coming weekend, just like a pretty chill Q&A. So guys, thank you so much for joining in on this one. I know things sometimes get a little bit out of hand in terms of the technical side, but it's just it's a learning process for me. So that's the way I like it. I need to learn all this stuff because I want to make this a regular thing and obviously up the quality and stuff like that. So I do thank you guys for hanging in there. So with that being said, thank you again, guys. And thank you to everyone that donated with super chats. Absolutely brilliant. But wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best. Seriously though, guys, have a good day.